And yeah, keep a plushie above your camera if you have trouble talking to an imaginary audience. Yeah, that is my go-to number one. If it feels awkward because you're just talking to a street, or like just a blank screen, end game, have like a little stuffed toy, an action figure, a picture. Doesn't matter. I'd recommend it not be like too distracting or like weird, or obviously like sizable. It's getting kind of lame. Where do we get aluminum from? Because I used to find these things like deep underground. So where do we find laterite? Typically in underground caves. I guess we're just really unlucky right now. Oh yeah, laterite used to be pink. That's confusing. Let's see. Actually use that advice for your job. Every once in a while they want a free talk and you have no idea what to talk about. Yeah, it's important. How much do you think new streamers or YouTubers need a face cam? How pretty are you? If you're a gorgeous human being, and you know it and everybody tells you, everybody that isn't your mother is complimenting how nice you look, like on a given daily basis, then a face cam is absolutely necessary. That said, if you're kind of a regular, kind of Jack Blackish looking dude, you can probably get by without it. You don't need face cam. In fact, I'd actually say improperly handled face cam is a huge turnoff for people. So face cams are a blessing and a curse. On one hand, they do increase engagement, and they do make people more interested in what you're doing. They're good for retention, but they are bad for initial impressions. I find more people hate Facecam. How do I put this? I have enough people that watch my channel that don't like Facecam, to some degree me included, that it's not worth it for me to use a Facecam currently. And it's one of those that it's divisive enough that if a person doesn't like Facecam, they generally won't watch a Facecam video. But if a person that likes Facecam finds a video that doesn't have Facecam, then it's not that big of a deal. Because, you know, it's like, okay, whatever, they don't have a Facecam. Obviously, there are some people that do look for it. And it's like, you know, I'm only going to enjoy this game if it has a Facecam. But that's rarer, if that makes sense. Now, if I could have a multi-video... I know, Shell. If I could have a multi-video stream, and this might be something that happens, like, in the way future, where it's just like, hey, I'm streaming 3 different, like, video things. Say, like, my stream overlay. So if you want to have my stream overlay on or off, you can toggle it, not me. Same thing with my Facecam. Same thing with the game video. So if you want to have my stream overlay and my Facecam, like a crazy person, yeah, I guess you could. That would be really nice. I'm finding nothing in here. Let's just leave and go looking for stuff. Yeah, Facecam for horror is pretty good. There are absolutely... Oh, wait. God damn it. We just found laterite. Like, just now. Also, this tunnel is not going nearly deep enough. Honestly. But yeah. Horror is a great time for Facecam. And that is the only time I think I will generally make an exception to my no Facecam rule. Unless it's like some really, really important game for me to get my face up and things. Oh, hey. Because, yeah, I don't know. And Shell also brings up a fairly decent point. It does actually really interfere with like, camera placement. Or not camera placement. UI. So if you're playing a game and you're not careful with your Facecam, it will straight up just, like, cover important things. What are you doing, camera? And that can actually be really annoying. I did that stupidly with Ashen, and I feel kind of foolish for that. I knew better. I did it anyway. Same thing with Hades, but to a lesser degree. But yeah, so if you do face cam, make sure you're attractive enough to pull it off. And I know that's like the shallowest and like least useful bit of advice I could give. But I don't know. Like, I'm okay on the attractiveness scale, and I'm sure people will like say like, Wander, you're a pretty person, but like, not that important. Okay, this is zinc. We need some zinc. Yeah. I also have the tendency to scratch my nose and kind of like, if you're one of those people that picks your nose. Facecam was good at getting me to stop like occasionally being like, okay, this nostril is really itchy. Let's figure out why. But at the same time, like, if you have that bad habit, people are going to see it, and it's going to be embarrassing. This is aluminum. Is this? Yeah, it is. Okay, sorry. I was looking for this structure on the, zinc is like a similar color, if I remember. I don't freaking remember. Anyway, we found aluminum, which is what we were here for. Let's see, I can pick up one more. Okay, and now we can leave. My other problem is, especially when I'm really stressed out, I tend to break out really bad. Like, decently bad acne. Wait, I thought this was supposed to be a downward slope. Did I even this out? Zinc and aluminum are the same color in real life. Well, yeah, they're both just gray. Whoops. Uh-oh. Bad. Should not have a loose tether like that. Yeah, I gotta slope this down further. But yes, I was sliding uphill very, very slowly. Which means this tunnel ain't nearly steep enough. Let's see, what are my thoughts on overlays like Streamlabs? I mean, if you notice, none of my stuff has overlays. So it's a here nor there situation. So for me, I don't like overlays yet. Eventually, what I'm going to do is maybe have a very, very thin overlay when I have a proper capture PC and can effectively record and stream on separate programs. And so the stream will have the overlay and the YouTube footage won't. The reason why I currently don't do overlays is because I can't afford to, actually. It would be a mistake for me as technically primarily a YouTuber to put a bunch of irrelevant garbage on my screen. And so, you know, with the exception of a couple of things like Extra Life or whatever, putting in stuff like, how are we doing on research? 849. It's not great. I was looking for more stuff. Let's just go back down. Worst comes to worst, I just grab all of my spare tethers. And, then steepen the whole thing. If there's nothing else of interest in the area. I think we had one more laterite on my gun, didn't we? Yep, we did. Alright, well this is some speed. I guess it's just a matter of... Yeah, it looks like it evened out a little bit, because we were definitely not going down nearly as fast. I will... Yeah, it actually looks like it gets more gradual. Either that or gravity starts getting kind of funky around here. Could be that too, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. So if someone would sub to you, no one would even see it. Not on the video, not on the screen or anything like that. However, I would see it, and usually what I do is I thank people in person. To some degree, I realize that is just as intrusive as like a little thing that pops up on the screen being like, thank you. But I don't know, if somebody gives you, if somebody's generous enough to give you money or whatever, you thank them. That's kind of where I am on it. Okay. Can this thing even... So I've seen these before, but it didn't look like it had, it didn't have like a power bar, so I actually don't know. We might have to go get some serious organic and try and get this going. We still got a bunch of resin. I could grab resin here. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Alternatively, we could just bridge over the entirety of the resin field. Let's grab some of the resin and then go over it. But yeah, I will admit, sometimes I'm pretty bad at thanking people. If it's the first... If I know it's going to be the first episode on YouTube, I try not to, just because I know a lot of people watch those videos and don't watch for me. And so I try and avoid that just because it's like... people get a little bit more negative about, like, kind of the VOD style. Even though, like, I truly would say that, like, I am aiming to please both. Not, like... I'm not... Well, no, I'm not Womble, because Womble actually, like, edits his stuff. But I'm also not, like, just saying, like, well, this is like, the stream archive from the other day. Like, I do legit editing, even if it's minor. I look for really boring parts and cut them out occasionally, or, you know, gaps in commentary. Sometimes I'll shorten, move things around. Generally, it's mostly just splitting it up into episodes, but even then. See, slap a wind turbine next to it. I think I need a little bit more power than that, honestly. I'm gonna go grab the two the generators upstairs and bring them down. Wanderers heard of Soviet Womble? Yeah, I love Womble. I think I had a dream once that somehow I got scouted by ZF and I was, like, trying to figure out how to not be family unfriendly. Like, I was trying to be family friendly while playing with them, and I was just like, this is too much work. And more or less gave up on the dream. So now I just watch his stuff. Hi, Shell. What? Yeah, I mean, I'm getting family friendlier, but Womble and company are very family unfriendly-ish. Yeah, they are not for kids. They're hilarious people, but still. Yeah, you need to sustain a certain power level to open it. Yeah, so I was gonna go grab two basic generators and some oops. Did I kick another one of these over? No, it's fine. What was I saying? Yeah, I was gonna grab the two basic generators and the organic, and hopefully that'll power it. Maybe. Let's see. How can you tell what's boring, though? I noticed these in your YouTube videos, and I'm shocked that you notice the minor things. Honestly, so part of it is, like, I do believe that cutting anything out of, like, a gameplay video... I'm not exactly going to say, like, I'm a walkthrough channel. But I don't like to... I don't like to cut out stuff that... Oops. I don't like cutting out stuff that, like, okay, the game's maybe a little bit slow. Because, you know, sometimes people might look for me walking from place to place. Honestly, the main trick is, again, commentary. It's, if you're going to be doing YouTube, the first order of business is making sure that you can talk the entire time. And so, even if the game is hellaciously boring... I mean, how many of you guys watched, what was it called? How many of you guys watched that series on Away Journey to the Unexpected that I was doing the other day? Like, when I was streaming it, or when it was put on YouTube. Because that game was, honestly, legitimately bad. It had some great ideas, and could have been an amazing game with some more time and effort, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, they didn't. Instead, it was, like, honestly, one of the flattest games I've ever played. Which is kind of shocking. Yeah, you did all the way through. It was bamboozling. I know! And, like, obviously my commentary after a certain point was just like, what is wrong with this game? Who thought this was a good idea? Here's ways they could have done it better. This is what I thought there was going to be, blah, 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 blah. And so, like, yeah, obviously I do get a lot of, like, grumps about me whining about things. But I find, like, critiquing game mechanics is actually a really good way to at least have a running commentary, even if it's divisive to some degree. Like, that's what Pray for the Gods became. Because honestly, for me, that game was kind of boring. It's like 10 minutes of awesome-ish, spaced out by about an hour of frustration here and there. And so it's like, I really wanted to like that game, but it was a lot of just like, I don't enjoy exploring because ghosts are boring. And I don't enjoy... honestly, like, half the loot or anything like that. And, you know, honestly, to some degree, I'm sure I could have actually had a lot more fun with it if I just waited for it to get out of early access and whatnot. Stuff like that happens, but, like, I don't know. There's stuff to talk about, even if the game is boring as sin. And in my Let's Try videos. Some of those Let's Tries are actually legitimately good games. I just... don't have time to finish all of them. What was it? There was that, like, one kind of Creeper World style game that I really liked. And people seem to really like, too. But the problem is, I was just like, I have so many other things I need to play right now. This just has to go on the back burner. And sometimes I'll put out, like, a Let's Try, and then people are like, oh my god, this game is, like, the best thing since toast. I'm like, oh. Well, okay, this is a series now. This is how this works. Yeah, most of the boring stuff is, like, heavy backtracking and, like, when there is nothing else to immediately focus on or do, and I'm just like, I can't be entertaining even if I wanted to here. That sort of thing's hard, though. Grinding in an RPG is tough. That's usually why I start using Cheat Engine, honestly. Because it's a lot easier to, be entertaining over a game going, like, 30 times faster than normal. Anyways, is this good? It looks like it's flat. I want this whole area to be flat, but it's tough. Okay, so anyway, we've got aluminum now. Hell if I remember what I needed aluminum for, but I know I needed it. Boost mod, wide mod. So all of these require zinc, and I don't really care for those. Copper for that, lithium, copper, copper. Oh! We need aluminum for a number of these things, so if I want to make another oxygenator. We need it for the car, actually. Yeah, we need 2 aluminum for the car. Yeah, grinding in any game is rough. Warframe is one of those games that are trying to max things out sucks. Yeah, Warframe honestly just turns into Q&A time for me. Though I will admit, I like Warframe a lot. It's hard for me to play it right now, just because I just need a little bit more content, maybe? I don't even know how to put it. It's one of those games where I'd love to play more of it, but every time I'm like, yeah, maybe I should sit down and play some Warframe, I think about all the other games that I could play and finish. I'm very big on finishing games nowadays, because there's so many of them. Let's see. I want a glitch to give unlimited scrap to trade with at the trade platform. Honestly, I don't even have the trade platform yet, so don't even bother telling me, because otherwise I'm going to think about it, and then be like, this is meaningless. Let's see. Oh, right. I needed the generators and some organic. Oops. Okay, let's let that go. Oh. I'm surprised I haven't been that sneezy. So... I'm heavily allergic to dust. So cleaning our apartment out has been kind of miserable. And... so, more honestly, like, the hour before me starting this stream today, I was just sneezing up a storm. And... Chell felt real bad for me. Justifiably so. I felt bad for me. And so, I was kind of worried that I'd go into today's stream, last stream in Kansas, and I'd be sneezing my brains out. Mostly it's fine. And yeah, I have very intense sneezes. It hasn't been so bad recently. But when I moved out of my parents' place a long time ago, No. When I was moving into my parents' place after college, after I lost my job at I was at Working Man's Studio in Rochester, and you can look it up if you want to. It was a decent place to work. It's just they mostly did contract work for Nickelodeon, which, I'm going to be honest, that got kind of soul-crushing. Not because of the work necessarily, but just because Nickelodeon really didn't want anybody to make anything interesting or new. They wanted people to make clones of other games. And they were willing to pay not much for it, but that's what the studio lived and died by. Game contract work is kind of soul-crushing. They started to make some unique stuff, and some of them look pretty cool. Let's see, what was the one that I rather liked? It was the roguelike, and I'm totally blanking on the name. And I will probably continue to blank on the name, unfortunately. Oh, man. I don't even remember. No, it was... Man. I'm gonna Google it, actually. It's not Eldritch. I don't remember. What did they make? Oh yeah, they're doing like VR stuff now. I forgot about that. It's weird to look at images of the current work studio. Oh, they got like a weird spiral staircase. They made... What did they make? Oh, they're doing stuff for Defy Media. Okay, what is the game? Man, this is gonna bug me until I remember what it is. No, I don't care about any of these. Unless they renamed the, I wonder if they actually have the games under a different... They have the games under a different name. Which is going to bug me even further. Huh. I'm just quickly looking at pictures of who currently works there. They've drastically expanded the amount of people working there. And I recognize a lot of them. Amusingly enough, it's a lot of people that I went to school with that didn't work there when I was working there. And now they work there. And it's amusing. Did we seriously not pop this thing open? God damn it. Alright, let's go get another generator. Those things are entire power hogs. It needs one more. Alright. I was just like, it'll get it eventually. No, it won't. I kind of wish it would almost, like, not drain anything until you did. Yeah, it was the roguelike where you don't actually control which direction you're shooting in, if any of you guys remember. It had, like, a hefty pixel art style, and... If you dig down in the area where you start sliding up the hill, you should hit the core. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep, like, digging down and stuff. I'm actually gonna try and slope it down further, and then dig down. I still don't want to go, like, straight down, because then getting back would suck. I don't know. I will remember the name of the roguelike at some point. Death State, there we go. Took, like, no time. Anyway, yeah, my coworkers there made that game, and that was rad. And, I was kind of jealous that I didn't get to work on that, but I was also a junior level employee, and they laid me off, so both of those things. I don't think I was ever suited to work at a game studio. To go back to my thing about, like, college and whatnot, I am much better self-motivated than I am motivated by somebody else being like, you do this or we don't pay you, and I'm like, oh. I'd be a much better indie dev than contract work dev. Death State was fun. I actually met my previous coworkers at PAX East, and we were talking for a little while. And well, actually, even more so, I was covering Death State, and they're like, "Hey, you want a T-shirt?" And I was actually really tempted to just say, like, I mean, I used to work for you. I have a T-shirt from you already. But I realized that would be weird as hell, so I actually just never responded. I should have. I don't get that bad of social anxiety. I get social... I just get confused. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't really know, like, if any of this is socially acceptable, or if I can just be, like, kind of weird. Because I'm a weird dude. Also just have a trouble responding to anything on like in my emails, because I get somewhere around 10 to 100 emails a day, kind of depending on what season it is. Fall is especially bad. I saw the developer for Starcom Nexus, which is actually a really neat looking, like, space sim strategy game, sort of freelancer style game-ish. Soil centrifuge should be a very high priority. Yes. I think we actually have the resources to make that now. I think I was missing something. Or not, I don't know. Okay, let's go see what we need for the soil centrifuge, because I've got enough stuff. I don't know, I have other things to do, even if it's not important. Okay, so soil centrifuge. I don't think I actually have that unlocked yet, so we should probably go get that going. No, it's probably a T3 tech. Maybe? Yeah, there it is. Compound and aluminum. Yeah, that's why I didn't bother with it. I didn't have the aluminum yet. There we go. Let's see. Thank you, Shakira, for gifting a sub to Durgus Monkey. Also, thank you, Crystalon, for those subs earlier that I totally forgot to thank you for. I can only see 5 lines of chat at a time today, because I can put a picture up on Discord, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I only have one computer monitor right now, and then I have my netbook over to the side, like 3 feet away, with the window at 300 times speed, or 300% size, just so I can actually read chat at the distance. And it's kind of hard to follow with things, especially if I'm distracted. Okay, what was the other thing? So, is sending keys to your game like a way to give exposure for the game? Yeah. So, especially at my size, a lot of developers straight up just seek me out and say, hey, here's a key to my game. Please play it. And I'll say, sure. Okay, separates resources from soil. So we can get compound resin, organic, clay, quartz, graphite, and ammonium. So clay is a lot. So we might want to get a second canister here. Yeah, we should get another canister. What do I need for canisters? Canisters is resin. Because, yeah, we're going to want to fill that up. I do kind of wish that you just had an easy means of filling it up without actually having to drag the canisters off, but whatever. Let's see. So we could make 4 organic, 3 clay, 2 quartz, 1 graphite. This will be really helpful, so I don't have to go out of my way for certain things. Let's just grab the organic so I don't have to go nuts trying to get more. Yeah, the drill thing uses power if you hadn't noticed. Yep, I'm very aware. Let's see. But yeah, so a lot of developers will actually just straight up send me emails saying, hey, you want to cover my game? So for example, I actually just got a email half an hour ago. Dismantle, construct carnage, smash, bash, and rip your friends apart, blah, blah, blah. Talking about the game, local co-op, competitive local multiplayer, available via Steam. Here's a key. Yeah, they straight up sent me a key. Kind of wish they sent me a link to the actual Steam page. And looks like it released earlier today. I don't know if it's any good, but I have a key for it now. Okay, so let's get us another generator. And then take all this stuff down. Okay, so we've got... We're pretty much maxed out here. That's fine. Yeah, what's the game? Oh, shoot. I was just reading the name. Dismantle Construct Carnage. I don't know if it's good. I can't tell you based on the name. It sounds like a BattleBots homage game or something like that. Which, like, I've been waiting for, like, a legitimately good local multiplayer BattleBots game. And I've never really gotten there. I mean, there's stuff like RoboCraft or whatever that's, like, pretty good. But, like, I don't know. I want a game that is... it's very balanced, local or just, like, private multiplayer. And effectively, the entire point of it is you are... Yeah, you're just putting... Everybody has the same list of parts, and you just make a BattleBot, and then you fight in a BattleBot arena. There's a couple of those that I've seen. They all seem kind of good. But they always... I don't know. Maybe I just don't cover them. Maybe it's a bad time. Maybe I don't have friends. Or worse, actually, is when these developers are like, here's our online multiplayer game. Here's 1 key. Hope you have fun with your friends. And I'm like, there we go. That was easy.